Silence, please.
We are back. We are the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East.
We are back. We are the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. We are ready. All together.
We are the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East.
We're back.
Good morning, everybody. We are back at the Dubai Autodrome with race day number 8 in the current championship, the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. And you can see we have 21 degrees, clear sky, a wonderful morning here in the Emirates. We are racing the international circuit, not the GP circuit, and we are looking forward to seeing qualifying this morning. Here it's about 10 minutes to 11, and we know in Europe it's quite early, so I'm sure you're having a coffee, and we're glad that you are with us. And with me, to my left, it's Robert Lechner again, the head and promoter of the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. Good morning, Robert. We have seen a great race yesterday. I'm looking forward to some more action today.
Yeah, good morning, Eric. Good morning, everyone here on site at Dubai Autodrome, all drivers, team members, fans, friends, of course, and everyone watching online. We see trophies next to Eric here, yeah, on this side. So beautiful trophies waiting for the race later on. And now we are waiting for qualifying number 2 to start for this weekend's race here for round 4 of the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East, which is going to be already race 8 in the calendar. So it's, wow, we are moving fast forward in the calendar, and yesterday's race, 7 of the season, was mega exciting until, I would say, until the finish line, really.
We saw Ghislain Gordel with a smoking rear wheel coming into the finish. It was an amazing fight between him and Harry Jones. We see Harry Jones, it's car number 12, the yellow and red car here in the back. The current Porsche Carrera Cup Australian champion who was fighting until, you said it, Robert, the very last centimeters of that track to get maybe a 3rd victory in a row, because he was the double winner of last weekend's races in Abu Dhabi. So he came with a lot of self-confidence, and we also had the chance this morning to speak with him. Because for sure the man wants still to fight for the title. And yes, as I said, we had a little chat with him this morning, so let's hear the guy from the Gold Coast. New day, new luck. You had a great race yesterday, great fight with Ghislain Gordel. A little contact in the end. So how are you looking back to yesterday?
Yeah, it was an up and down day yesterday. We had a good qualifying session, putting it on pole position. In the race, we had just a shocking start, to be honest. We dropped back to 3rd, I think, after turn 1, and then spent the rest of the race trying to fight back through. So we got past Levi into turn 4, I think, on lap 1, and then spent the rest of the race trying to catch Ghislain. So, yeah, the last lap was exciting. Unfortunately, a bit of contact, and it got a bit scrappy towards the end. But, look, it's hard racing. It was fun for the spectators and fun for us in the car, but hopefully we can put it on pole position again today, and then hopefully the race is a bit cleaner as well.
And of course, for everybody, it's the question, how many new tires do you got for this race day today?
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. We got a good strategy. We used a U set of tires in yesterday's race, so that means we got a brand new set for qualifying and a brand new set for the race as well. So, yeah, all guns blazing.
And I could imagine pole position and a race win to get that race win back is the target today.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's our target for sure.
Good luck for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
As well as we see Ariel Levy. He's still the leader in the championship. He was 3rd overall yesterday, but he's still in the lead with 25 points ahead of Ghislain Gordel. And of course, we will see him fighting for pole position again.
Yeah, I mean, you already mentioned as it's getting loud here in the pit lane, because You see drivers getting ready, some already sitting in the car waiting for the lights to turn green and for us to start qualifying. But definitely Ariel Levy, he's always a man to watch. He's not just our leader, he's for sure fighting. He's for sure fighting for the qualifying pole position today again. But I must say, and I also want to point out that Ghislain Godel from GP Elite, he did a really great race. He did a really great race.
Yeah, and here we have him. We see Ghislain Godel, who won that race yesterday, and yeah, for sure a big relief for the man from Belgium to get this first victory here.
Yeah, he did a great race. He did a great start. First of all, qualifying in the front row was important with P2. I saw and watched it live. He lined up nicely at the line, and yeah, he took the lead from the start. He was defending, and at the end there was contact, and I'm sure it was not on purpose, but yes, there was contact, and we saw two cars smoking, finishing basically the last couple of corners, and yeah, my heart rate was going up, and I really was wishing for both cars to finish that race. And again, well done to him and his team, GP Elite.
Here we see Jan Dober, the man who is racing in the AM class with this classy livery, car number 25, the man from the Netherlands.
And we're going green, Eric. We're going green. It's 29 minutes and 50 seconds to go. So every qualifying session here in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East takes 30 minutes. And I think we have an interview ready, Eric, right?
Exactly. We have Thorsten van Hasteren. He's the team director of Team GP Elite, because we have to keep in mind it was the very first overall win for that team. So we had a little chat with him this morning. Thorsten van Hasteren, team director of GP Elite. Yesterday, the first overall win for the team and for Ghislain. How important was it for the driver and for the whole team?
No, it's great, of course. We're now part of this series for a couple of years, and it's great to have our first overall win. We fought for it quite hard the last couple of years already, but finally Ghislain got it done for us. And it's great because it also books him back really in the contendership of the series title this year.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thorsten van Hasteren was happy with the first victory of his driver, and of course I also spoke yesterday after the race with Ghislain, and what a big relief for the man who will be also competing in the Porsche Super Cup this season in Europe. Here we see him on track. And Robert, I think it's quite interesting how many new sets of tires the drivers have. I think we will see, as we see Georgi Donchev, I think only one set of new tires left for the man from Bulgaria who won the Pro AM classification yesterday.
Yes, and he also was very fast in qualifying one yesterday. He qualified P6 overall. So with only like less than half a second behind. In general, I must say, yesterday we had like the top 10 cars within 1 second. So that shows how close the racing is here in a 19-car field. This man also great qualifying yesterday, P4 for the man from Team Kuwait, for Ahmed Al-Shebab. And yeah, as we see, everyone's out now compared to yesterday, Eric. Remember? Yesterday, everyone was waiting longer. So this, for me, is a clear sign that we start a new day. It's Sunday here in Dubai. We have 22 degrees, sunshine, so perfect conditions. But everyone goes out first on a used set, you know, to check the car, to make sure brakes, everything is in place. Just also get a bit of rhythm for a driver himself. It's so important to warm up as well. And then later on, get in the pits again, visit the team and collect a new set of tires. And for sure, lap times in the last 10 minutes will be most important. But very busy Sunday morning.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see all cars out on track. We have 19 GT3 Cup cars. We are racing in 3 different classes. We have the pro class, as we see the 39 of Rabishvili, the man who is racing in the AM, in the ambitious class, against, for example, him, Mark J. Thomas, the man from Canada. And here we have Harry Jones, who is also on track now. So fastest lap from Harry Jones, the DHL car, racing for Team DHL. Car number 12, easily to recognize with the yellow and red colors.
Yeah, so far the fast lap is still 5 seconds off. So thank you for the insert, but you know we're not basically thinking that this will be anywhere near pole position, because yesterday we had a 37.6. Just to put it in perspective, that's exactly 5 seconds lower. That's like when you go out, warm up tires. And this is what everyone is doing right now. So we see Alex Malekin. Yeah, I would just say here Søren Spreng. So Pro-Am competition is always very tough. Oh, Søren is locking up a bit. He's going wide already in his number 5 car. Beautiful livery. He drove that livery already last year here in the Middle East and also in Germany in the Carrera Cup. He will be in the Carrera Cup again in Germany with his team GP Elite. So yes, very experienced man.
As we see the man who was the rookie winner yesterday, Saud Al-Saud from Saudi Racing. Here we have Ghislaine Gordel, winner of yesterday's race.
Yeah, great to see the young Saudis from Team Saudi Racing around Paul Spooner. It's good to see them stepping up from GT4 last year, and like not just stepping up to GT3, also stepping up on the podium. And like you just said, Eric, collecting another rookie win. It's tough to come from the GT4 car with ABS and traction control and then jump into the GT3 car with no ABS, no traction control. So definitely I'm sure, or I hope to see him back also in the future and next year, because young guys like him, that's definitely what we need here in the region. And
another lockup from
that's
Ahmed Al-Shihab.
That's exactly what I was talking about. It's so hard to drive and to control those cars under braking with no ABS. So if you're watching back home, it might look so easy, but it's definitely not. This is a pure race car, a lot of camber. So therefore it's easy. Once you lock up, it's so easy to just keep locking up, and at one stage you just need to release the throttle and also release the brake, sorry, to just make a turn. But he managed to do so, and he will be back on track.
And here we see Saud Al-Saud in front of this man from Germany, Søren Spreng. He was second in the Pro-Am class, so a good result for the man from Germany. And we spoke with him also in the morning. Let's hear what he said before qualifying.
Amazing race yesterday. You finished second in your class, and how important is that to have more self-confidence after, let's say, that hard and tough weekend or the first race in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it's really important. So I did a very good qualifying. Unfortunately, the start was very bad. I lost 4 positions straight away, but I could manage to fight them back.
And what do we expect today? I mean, the question is for all the drivers, how many new sets of tires are there?
Yeah, let's see. So we used a new set of tires yesterday. So we have a used one for the race. That's a bit of a disadvantage, but I tried to make a good qualifying again and get another podium.
Good luck for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Robert, and I think we have to say was tough for him in Abu Dhabi. First race, he had that accident with Alex Malekin, but he recovered, had a decent result in the second race, and as I said yesterday, second in his class. So yeah, he recovered quite impressively.
that's the good thing about a lot of racing within 2 weeks, or let's say 10 days, because like now with the double header and racing back to back, we had like Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi last weekend with 2 races, and then again 2 races this weekend. Also, what is different to, for example, the Porsche Super Cup or the Porsche Carrera Cup on today's Sports Cup weekend here in Dubai, that we see a second qualifying. Because normally it's always like one qualifying, especially when we race with F1, we will only have allowance for 1 qualifying session, and then the first lap, your first fastest lap, will count for race number 1, and your second fastest lap is your grid position for race number 2. But here, with our friends from the Porsche Center Dubai and setting up this own event as a Porsche Sports Club event, we have the beautiful and also the great possibility to host 1 qualifying every day. So I personally, as a former racing driver, I like the idea that when things did not work out on Saturday, I can still go back to my hotel room, refocus, recharge energy and batteries, and then come back this morning on Sunday and try and do it all over again in a new qualifying session and start a new day with hopefully a better or a different result.
And you mentioned it, quite exhausting time for drivers, teams and everybody, these back-to-back races. And we have to mention that for Saudi Racing there was quite a task, because his teammate Khaled Al-Ahmadi, he had a crash in Abu Dhabi and they had to rebuild his car. They made it overnight, 11 hours work for the mechanics, but he was participating yesterday, and he will be for sure racing today and give everything he has to give a strong result back to his team. So here we see Basha Madini, who is competing in the Pro-Am class, also fighting for the title. He came with only 1 point gap behind the leader in the Pro-Am class, Georgi Donchev, who celebrated a victory yesterday, so could extend his lead, but I'm sure Basha Madini is willing to fight back.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the table here. He expanded it by 6 more points, so momently he is leading by 7 points. Georgi Donchev, Basha Madini, Salman bin Rashid Al Khalifa, Ahmed Al Shebab, Alex Malikin in P5, Saud Al Saud is our rookie already in P6. So you see the Pro-Am category is a very tough field, and yeah, I mean, with Salman bin Rashid Al Khalifa with 133 points, he is only like 12 points behind also. I'm sure he's very much looking forward to his home races coming up next in the calendar, which is round 4 at the Bahrain International Circuit together with F1.
It's already round 5.
5? Did I say 4? I said 4. Of course, it's already round 5 because we're here enjoying round 4. But I mean, it's already round 5. And then there's one more round to go.
It's crazy. It's already round 4 here.
I said at this back-to-back race weekends, we had a lot of racing the last week in Abu Dhabi.
So 2 more races and 4 more races left then, and 2 more rounds together with F1. Always mega exciting when F1 kicks off the new season. But for sure now, Jan Dober is kicking off a new lap time in his number 25 car for Team GP Elite. At the moment, Jan is in P11. He was very close to the podium yesterday. He's our AM champion here from last season. So great personality and always fighting, you see, using the track to the limit. The white line defines the limit, so as long as you have one side of your car, the inner side, ideally, yes, if you have that side on the white line, that means you're within the track. So very clearly and easy to spot here the track limits. And this is the man who jumped on the podium, who managed to get P3 of Jan Dober. Günther Benninger from Austria. It's the first time he's visiting us here in the Middle East. It's the first time he's participating in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. He's a regular contender in the Porsche Sprint Challenge in Central Europe with Lechner Racing. And great to see him following our advice and also our invitation to come and race in the Middle East. So he's doing a great job. First time he's driving here on this track, and definitely, yeah, collected his first podium. Is great yesterday.
And just to give you an idea how much we expect the times to be dropping, we've right now Søren Sprang in first position with a 1:39.4, and Harry Jones' pole position time yesterday was a 1:37.641. So there's still room for improvement, as we still see the man who's racing, as you said, Robert, in the AM class. I think he's very well known from the Porsche Sprint Challenge Central Europe.
Yeah, I just said he started racing late, but he's absolutely a good example and a true example of our AM category, which I always like to call ambitious. People like him, like Jan Dober, Mark J. Thomas, very experienced. They really have this approach. They're very, very ambitious. They take care about their fitness level and everything. So they are the only cars, basically the only drivers, and the AM category is the only category allowed to use ABS and traction control, because it's our feeder category for people who just started racing or for people who come from GT4 and Club Sport racing, while this man here from Sweden, he is basically returning to us here in the Middle East. We see Christopher Bergstrom, who will be basically doing his 50th race, 5-0, today, Sunday, around lunchtime with us here in the Middle East. So it's good to see him back. He qualified where did he qualify? P12 yesterday. So we're just like 1.2 seconds behind after having had a break, returning to racing with us here. And yes, he's in this hard Pro-Am category. No ABS, no traction control. So very professional approach from his side. And I'm sure he will improve also as we go along during the weekend.
Here we see the winner in the AM class yesterday. It's Merabi Megbabishvili from Bulgaria. Great race from him. The car easy to recognize. Green and black colors from Huber Racing.
Yeah, the Huber Racing factory livery for the new season. I spoke to Christoph yesterday and I said, well done, really nice design. So yeah, we're happy to have him here with 4 cars, and his team manager, Luca Rettenbacher, also a man from Austria. So yeah, it's good to have some company here, and it's great they discovered the Middle East as a good platform for their drivers to train, to get ready, or for people like, I call him MMD, it's also written on his overall, his nickname, his short version of his name. It's also great for him to collect experience, to train, to keep racing and driving throughout the winter time. So it's great to have Huber Racing here with 4 cars, GP Elite participating with 4 cars, collecting their first overall win yesterday, and Saudi Racing with 4 cars. So that's
we
great.
have the 2 teammates who were fighting last season in the GT4 class. And yeah, see Khaled Al-Ahmadi, car with a 23. This is the car that had to be rebuilt.
Yeah, we showed it yesterday in our live stream. So for those of you who want to see those pictures, go on to YouTube, search for Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East and check out yesterday's race. It was mega exciting until the finish line. And in the beginning, you will also see an interview of Paul Spooner talking about the team. And we prepared some really cool pictures of the car, right, Eric?
We have never. I think I've never seen something like this. We have these time lapse when the complete car was rebuilt, stripped down on the floor, and then after 11 hours you can see a race car leaving the garage. So it's worth seeing it. So as Robert said, have a look. Yesterday's live streaming and the interview with Paul Spooner, the team manager of Saudi Racing, and there you will find this amazing time lapse.
It was a great job by everyone in the team. They had the car already stripped. We were waiting for a new chassis to come in from Porsche Motorsport via Leipzig, thanks to our logistics partners, THL. So the car arrived, I would say, Friday and overnight to Saturday, just in time for free practice. It was ready. And ready is Guylaine Cordel in the number 2 car, our yesterday's winner, with a bit more than 10 minutes to go. It's important now to find a free spot on the track, because the last 10 minutes usually are very, very busy. So it's not about slipstreaming here. It's not so important to get a car in front of you like some of the tracks, for example, Monza in Italy. That's always a track where people are trying to get some slipstream. Here, the international circuit, it's very technical, especially the layout in the infield. So it's so technical that people and drivers rather need to find a clear spot, warm up the tires, as we see Søren Sprang doing that, and then find a clear spot. Ariel Levy is on track in the number 75 car, our championship leader. I think you were talking to Ariel also, right? You were talking to Ariel Levy after yesterday's race, and I mean, he's doing great here. He won races, he's cleverly collecting points. Yesterday it looked like he could also fight for the win, but then I think it was a small mistake, right?
That's for sure, and I asked him if maybe his tires were just down, but let's hear himself. I mean, we were talking with him this morning before he was preparing for qualifying. The young man, 22 years old, from Israel. Let's hear what he said before the session.
Another day of racing, Sunday here in Dubai, and looking back a little bit to yesterday, you were again on the podium, but it seems like in the end your tires were just done.
Yeah, it could have seemed like my tires were done, but I honestly believe it was just me. I was not good enough yesterday, but I know what was my mistake, and I believe that today I will fix it.
That's very humble, and yeah, we have qualifying coming now. So what's the plan, and how many new sets of tires do you have?
We have per event 3 sets of tires, which means that I used 1 yesterday and I have 2 left. I will not say what and when I will use, but generally we have 2 new sets left to use, yeah.
So that might be good for qualifying. How important is for you in personal the pole position today?
Yes, for sure I will try to take the pole position today, and maybe even to take the race as well.
Good luck for that.
Thank you so much.
So far, this was Ariel Levy, and yeah, we will see maybe the first showdown for pole position as Ariel Levy is preparing for a fast lap. It's still Søren Sprang in first position, but here we have the man from Huber Racing, the current leader in the championship, car number 75, blue and white colors, 22 years old, Ariel Levy, the man who will be racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany this season. Also had some guest starts in the Porsche Super Cup last year. Here we see Salman bin Rashid Al Khalifa in the front, and this is Harry Jones in front of Alex Malikan. I'm sure, Robert, we will see a fight for pole position again between those three drivers that gave us a great show yesterday in qualifying and also in the race. See Harry Jones, Ariel Levy and Ghislaine Gordel. These two drivers, we expect one of them on pole position. As we see Ariel Levy in the back behind Jan Dober.
Yeah, we have like less than 7 minutes to go. It's exactly 6 minutes and 6.5 minutes really. And now it's about time to really find your spot, to really make sure your tires are on temperature, and then to get on these 2 laps, because I'm pretty sure with the new set of tires that 2 lap times is what you can do. We saw yesterday in qualifying, Eric, we saw that the 3rd lap is not gonna working anymore. It's difficult to get all the 3 sectors right, especially the mid sector, it's very technical. And to answer your question, yes, this man here, yesterday's race winner from Belgium, Ghislaine Gordel, for sure he showed that being on the front row, it's not always necessary pole position, but yes, being on the front row is so important, because if you're on the front row, you have a clear vision, you focus on the lights, and when the lights go out and hopefully you have the maximum grip, you can always take the lead. And he did great yesterday. So I would say front row is very important, is already key to maybe lead the race from the beginning. And at the moment, we have Ariel Levy leading the qualifying session here. So the 75 car we're leading, and now, just now, actually this minute, second, Harry Jones is taking over. So again, what you just said is absolutely right. But lap times are still too slow for my taste. They're still slower than yesterday.
There's a lot of room to improve in comparison to yesterday's qualifying.
So we expect the next lap. For me, if we follow Harry Jones now for a full lap, in the number 12 car, he was pushing yesterday. He was fighting to get that victory after having already won 2 races last weekend at Yas Marina. And here we see Ariel Levy just ahead of him, I would say with a distance. So Ariel would not look behind, but definitely Harry, he can see him. So that's also something racing drivers do. They always compare, do I get closer? Do I get anywhere nearer? Because that would mean that my lap time is faster at the end.
See in Pro-Am class, so far it's Georgi Donchev, who is the fastest man on P3 overall. So we're still following Ariel Levy. He has a purple first sector and a green, a personal best second sector, as Harry Jones has a purple second one. And we see Ahmed Al-Shihab from Kuwait Racing on provisional pole with 1:38.2.
Very good lap time by the man from Kuwait. And again, Ariel Levy. Now we're getting close to the lap times we saw yesterday. A 1:37.8. That's compared to his yesterday. That's faster than he did yesterday. He did a 1:37.9. So yes, Ariel Levy, the first man to go faster than he personally did yesterday. But is it fast enough for pole position? I don't think so.
Not right now, because Harry Jones already has a 1:37.803. So he's,
here we go.
By a blink of an eye, he's faster than the man from Australia.
But in general, lap times, like Harry Jones, is also still a bit like closely to 0.2 of a second behind to his yesterday time. We have 22 degrees here, so track temperature.
And now let me interrupt you. It's Ghislaine Gordel who's the fastest man with a 1:37.332. So the man from Belgium is willing to fight back.
And that's faster than we've seen yesterday. So that's really the fastest lap time of the weekend so far.
We see 2 purple sectors from the man from Belgium.
Here he is, and let's stay with the number 2 car, the winner from yesterday's race, number 7 here in the region.
You could actually see yesterday how big the relief was for him with this success. Normally he's not smiling too much, he's always concentrated and focused, but yesterday there was a slight kind of smile on his face. So yeah, absolutely important for that man to have that first victory in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. I'm sure he's able to get another one today.
Yeah, he's second in the Belgium Carrera Cup, not the German, but he will compete in the German Carrera Cup this year. You see he's fighting the rear, the car is a bit of oversteering, and he has Mark J. Thomas in front of him, our leader in the AM category, the man from Canada.
Who's fastest so far in qualifying in the AM class? In front of Merabi Megbabishvili.
I don't see lap times improving right now, huh? We have Harry Jones, who set the overall best sector 2, but the lap time at the end was a 3:79. So
seems like what you already said. The tires are maybe already done in terms of the peak for the fastest lap here in qualifying. So that would mean we'll see this man here on pole position.
yeah, in reversed order to yesterday. And thank you, Eric. It's exactly what I predicted. It's 2 laps that you can do here on a new set of tires, and already your 3rd lap maybe would allow you to do 1 personal best sector, but it's difficult to get all the 3 sectors right and in place. So, yeah.
Yeah, we see some
let's
green
wait for,
sectors right
let's
now.
Wait for the last minute, but the top 3 positions, top 3 positions to me seem done.
Yeah, but we have to say, Ahmed Al-Shihab, like yesterday, very fast in qualifying, the man from Kuwait. He's leading in the Pro-M class.
Yeah, ahead of Pasha Madini, Georgi Donchev, Alex Malakin in P7.
A very promising grid for the Pro-M class.
As always, this is so exciting. And can Harry Jones go any faster? At the moment, it doesn't look like. He's coming into the pit. No, he's not going for another lap.
So we can say it's done. We will see Ghislaine Cordell on pole position this early afternoon here in the sprint race number 2 in the Dubai Autodrome. We're expecting great racing again. It will be 2 o'clock to start here, local time.
Yeah.
So that means 11 o'clock in Europe. It's a good time for racing on a Sunday morning.
Absolutely, nearly lunchtime in Europe, and for everyone who is having breakfast right now. So thank you for joining us online via live stream. And it's a great Sunday here in Dubai, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting race later on.
Absolutely. Now, we've seen in the comments, we also have viewers from the United States. It's amazing. We have
so great.
Fans of the series all around the world. That's great to see. And what we can say is congratulations to car number 2 from GP Elite, Ghislaine Cordell, for pole position.
Yes, congrats to everyone. We have all cars in one piece. That's a good sign. Good also for the mechanics, because there's not much time left now to prepare and get ready for race number 2 this weekend. When we say we have a very international, let's say, fan base, hopefully, yes, big shout out to everyone. Also to China. We have a man from China, Byung Chu.
On P10 overall.
In P10, so he made it into the top 10. That's great. So
7th in the Pro-M class.
Very, very international. We're happy to have him. We have Banda Alisei in P11 from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Salman bin Rashid Al
He's fighting a lot here. I mean, he's a pro driver, and yeah, he has to catch up in the race like he tried to do yesterday.
Yesterday he had 2 deleted lap times. I haven't spoken to him today, obviously. I will do so later on. We have Christopher Bergström from Sweden, P13. Oh, he just moved to P14. He was overtaken by Ahmed bin Kanen from Saudi Racing. Yeah, Mark J. Thomas leading the AM category, P16.
Khaled Al-Ahmadi, we said it, the man who missed the 2 days of testing.
Difficult for him here. We see him in the number 23 car. He qualified in P15, our GT4 champion from last season. But yeah, he really missed 2 days of testing as we had to build up that new car. And after his qualifying shunt last weekend, it was Saturday's qualifying at Yas Marina, we needed a new chassis. So yes, definitely he's missing some track time here at Dubai Autodrome.
Yeah, we can see that because his teammates out Al Saud, he's on 8th position. Great result for the man who won the rookie classification yesterday.
Well done.
As we see Georgi Donchev, the man who will be in 6th position. So that is 3rd in his class, the leader in the Pro-Am class.
It's also 3rd row is a very good row to start, I would say. The first 3 rows always or normally should keep you out of trouble.
And Mark J. Thomas, he is the fastest man in the AM class. He could beat Merabi Megbabishvili, who is 2nd in the AM class, in front of Günther Benninger and Jan Dober, who is on 19. Has a lot of cars on the grid in front of him. the man from Canada, second yesterday. Sure, he wants definitely a race win here in Dubai.
Oh, it's beautiful to hear the sound of these GT3 Cup cars. And yeah, all cars back in the pit. I think it's time to look at the overall results again, and I leave it to you, to Eric. I go back to my job. Thank you so much.
Me as well. Thank you, Robert. We will do some interviews.
Looking forward to hear Christopher Zöckling here as our expert for race number 2 on the weekend next to you.
Yeah, it will stay a German-Austrian connection here in the commentary booth. So we are looking forward to having you with us again when we are back. 2 o'clock, the race start of race number 8 in this season. 4th round of the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East here at the Dubai Autodrome. And here we see the overall classification of the qualifying. No, it's the championship. It's Ariel Levy leading ahead of Ghislain Cordel and Georgi Donchev, who is the first in the Pro-Am class. Well, Robert, thank you very much.
Thank you, and I do this in German now. Danke, Erik, für deinen Einsatz. Und danke auch an alle, die zuschauen aus Deutschland, Österreich. Liebe Grüße.
Und der Schweiz.
Ganz genau, die Schweizer darf man nicht vergessen. So thank you everyone watching, and yeah, everyone here, enjoy the Porsche Sports Cup Dubai event. There's lots of stuff to experience. And yeah, see you later, and hopefully have a great race. Good luck to all the drivers, all team members, and thank you again.
Thank you.